Hey guys, they finally are doing some justice for Potomac. So Potomac, it looks like, at least for now, it's coming on at 8 p.m., which means you will be getting same day reviews. Oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So it starts off with Karen, and Karen is talking to Siri, but that's not the important part. The important part is this is episode 6 of season 3. I came from Jesus. That quote came from Candace. But Karen talks about her moving forward, even though Ray's going through the tax issue. And we said, okay, while that's happening, see, the way how they did this scene was very weird. It was very formal and impersonable. It didn't feel cold, but it didn't feel warm. They talk about their daughter leaving, and the important part is Karen has this brand. It's called Icon Hair, and it helps, cancer patients or, patients who are sick. So that's what it's focused on. I said, okay, that's great. Now she's going to diversify and do fragrances. I said, okay, fine. Now, their main point of contact for this conversation was the fact that Karen was trying to see if she can shake some money out of Ray. Ray essentially said, look, I know this costs money. How are you financing it? She talks about, well, he looked at her like, no, not this time. So then she brings the fact that she has her own money. So that's that. We said, okay. So what was the point of this conversation? They had a hug and almost looked like they were walking in separate directions. I said, wait a minute. Are you two still married? Because that felt weird. That whole thing felt weird. And what happens next week makes a lot of sense now. Now we see Monique. She's working on everything. She's trying to get a new babysitter. She has this new charity that she's doing. She has this new, I guess, mommy blog or mommy company focused brand. She still has to be a wife. There's a lot going on. She's happy to have this moment with Candace and Charisse and Ashley, which is great because Candace, her first event, it went okay. But they're doing the cryogenic freezing thing. So I guess realign their blood flow and blood pressure. And so they all did it. It looked really cold. When the woman said that tank actually gets colder than the coldest place, known to man on Earth, I said, wait a minute, what? What? You put his black people some like, you gotta be out your content. Anyway, now they have to go and fix the circulation in their legs. This is what the athletes do, or people who need that. And then they bring up the event that Ashley had. The event was, again, it was fine. They mentioned how Giselle dressed like she definitely wasn't doing anything physical that day. And Monique brings up the fact that, Giselle's lucky she's pretty. I said, okay, well, that's a stab in the compliment, but we'll move forward from that. And then they bring up the fact that Giselle asked the question of, so is your mom going to pay for that too? Because Candace essentially made it seem like mommy is still bankrolling all of this, which that's what it feels like for all of us. Candace, again, is reasserting the fact that, her mother provided everything for her family. And so her mom still controls a lot that goes on. That boundary hasn't been set yet. The main reason why that boundary hasn't been set yet is because mommy's still paying for a lot of things. We already know this. That's why Candace is treading lightly, because I'm sure she still likes her overall setup. Now, Charisse, things took a turn because Charisse was kind of like, well, did mom pay for that? As in her engagement ring? And that's when That's when Candace realizes, okay, I've been too nice with these ladies. It's been too hee hee ha 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 Valley Girl cheerleader. No. Apparently she has Hurricane Candace. That's going to come out. Oh, and it sure did. And I enjoyed every moment of it. I sure did. Ashley wants to take them to this resort. She wants to get away. She just wants... I said, wait a minute. Is this going to be on your dime? Because we later find out the real issue with Ashley and Michael's marriage. And once I heard those numbers, I looked at her and said, wait a minute. Before we move forward from that, we have to double back. Because there was something that was brought up, and it's very, 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 very important. Shout out to my new subscribers. Please like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to new subscribers. Shout out to the OGs. I thought it was interesting when Candace flipped it on Charisse and said, oh, well, you know, you're going through a divorce, right? You're recently divorced or going through a divorce. I said, so you have it in you too, Candace. Okay. And that's when Charisse was like, yes, going through a divorce, it's a process. Because Candace said, I'm sorry, I apologize. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. You know exactly what you're doing. Everyone's getting ready for the trip. And Giselle already told the Breakfast Club that, because I saw her interview there, she already told the Breakfast Club that, hey, Sherman and her may be on the outs. I think that might be over. They may just be friends. Because Sherman apparently had a lot going on. It seems like Sherman, because he was previously an athlete. I guess you're always still an athlete. But coming from that realm, he's probably used to being doted on and the focus being on him. And especially even in relationships. And that's not Giselle. So he's kind of giving her the, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm doing me. All right, I see you when you see you type of thing. And that's not what Giselle's looking for. Ashley's trying to reinvigorate her marriage. And that causes a tear within itself. Because on one hand, they're going biking. They're trying to reconnect, do that activity-based stuff that brought them even closer together. The fun. You know what isn't fun? Talking about her mother and that relationship that they have where, get this, Ashley, because she talked to Karen and Karen agreed that, wait a minute, this is too much. Ashley's mother's mortgage is $3,000. Ashley also has to cover $1,500 in general monthly expenses. That's $4,500 a month. Allocated. I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired. I said, wait a minute now. Now, Ashley. You're trying to tell me that 45 a month? Why does your mother need to live in a place with a mortgage that's $3,000? Why? Because Michael's paying for that. Let's be real. You're not paying for that. Michael's paying for that. I understand you're married, but the bulk of the money comes from Michael. And Michael's issue is helping out your mother and her boyfriend. Why is that grown man in that house? Why is he in that house, not contributing financially to the household? Essentially being a leech or a lurch is what this is being painted as. So if something comes out differently, then that's fine. But right now, he sounds like a leech and a lurch. And you're doing this whole thing of, wait a minute, you're having me choose? That's pretty messed up. I love the both of you. That's wrong. Why? He's doing that because he's trying to make you have a grown-up conversation and decision. You can't get mad and pout at him and do all of this when he originally was willing to go and initially support this situation until they figure things out. Now, I'm sure that's what the real plan was, because Ashley said, well, I'll give her a certain amount of time. He said, we've been through this multiple times before, and I believe him. I believe him. He doesn't want to get a divorce from you. He doesn't. I believe that he doesn't. I just think that he wants you to set real boundaries. And I believe that you understand that that's the situation. And that you, as soon as I heard how much a month for... No. 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 There's no way. There's just no way. Robin, she's packing as well, and her and Juan, they're doing better. Robin, you know, her mom is throwing her a bone with helping with this house flipping thing. So shout out to mom. And apparently they have money coming in. So things are going well there. And the son wanted them to kiss, so they had it was a nice little peck on the lips. That's what that was. I'm sure Robin enjoyed, you know, the family dynamic that they have right now. And we'll see what goes on from there. Candace again meets up with Monique and Ashley. They're again looking at dresses and just different outfits. And Monique and Ashley want Candace to be more assertive in this group. They don't want the fake, oh, okay, yeah, I'm friends with everyone. Okay, I'm fine with everyone. Them digging at her. And then her finally coming around and being more assertive. But then that causing issues of a major blow up. They don't want the major blow up situation. They just want her to be assertive now so that there won't be issues going forward. And I think that's fair. Part of the issue is that Giselle and Charisse at this point in Candace's eyes have really tried her, and you know that Charisse is Monique's girl, which means that they're not going to have, Monique's going to try and make sure that nothing gets out of hand there. Candace has a minor breakdown because she's stressed out due to her mom just doing too much with the wedding, and she just wants her to, you know, back off a little bit with everything else. After Candace leaves, because Candace had to leave apparently, Monique and Ashley, they went out for brunch. They had drinks and they had something to eat. Monique, driving home from that brunch, which was only a couple of minutes away from her house, got into an accident. Ashley sees it on her social media and brings it up. So then now we're seeing Chris, I guess, do like a minor rehab for Monique. Thankfully, what happened was she closed her eyes. Next thing you know, she was asleep. Her car went off the road and it hit, she's saying a tree in the confessional. When she was bringing it back up, she was saying she hit something. But now in the confessional, apparently it was a small tree. The small tree hit the side of her car, cracked the bumper, and she was in an expensive car. So that wasn't easy to do. It looked like a tough, well-made vehicle, which I know it is. It cost a grip. So when that happened, that woke her up. Thankfully, that woke her up. She was able to avoid hitting the bigger tree. One of my questions is, where are the safety features? I'm not joking around when I say that. Where are the safety features? Clearly, there was no lane prevention type of thing going on. And I'm not making joke of this. I'm just, my mind races when I hear stuff like that. So now Ashley is there because they're taking the bus, essentially a party bus, to this thing that Ashley has going on. So Ashley is like happy Monique's okay. Monique's happy that she's okay. Monique probably just needs to take a beat. Needs to allocate some stuff to other people to do instead of her just doing all of it. I love how Giselle and Karen rented the rental to go to Monique's house to drop off. Anyway, the details. I look at the details. Everyone's now on the bus. Monique brings up the fact that what happened? Ashley's trying to say Monique did not just have 2 drinks. It was more, it was a couple. And I'm thinking, okay, all right. So I guess this is going to be a part of Monique's storyline, the drinking and the cause. And even though she's having fun with it, you have to be careful. Now, Ashley brings up the fact that obviously she came from humble beginnings. And with those humble beginnings, her grandparents, they didn't have much, but they were able to provide like this big trip for her. And she really liked it. And it's a really fancy place. Giselle talks about how your grandparents lived in a trailer park. Well, yeah, they had a trailer in that area, so we were in the trailer park. I said, Giselle, I know you're matter of fact about certain things, but I know you don't care about how it comes off. So I guess that's the end of that. I guess. But I'm looking at her like, and now Monique, I said, Monique, oh, you've been drinking. Ooh, do we really have to bring this up? So Monique brings up the fact that Charisse and Candace, there was a little minor conversation about, oh, so did your mom buy the ring? And that's when the chain reaction occurs. Because now Charisse was talking. Candace didn't like it, so Candace said that Charisse had a Shady B moment. I said, oh no, here we go. And this is, I think, a prime example of when you offend someone or when you're snarky with someone, you can't control or dictate how they respond. I think that's what happened here. So I'm fine with Charisse feeling a certain way about Ashley, about Candace saying that, oh, so she had a Shady B moment. But I can't fault Candace. Only because I always live by the mantra of you have to watch what you say and do, because you never know when or in what way it's going to come back onto you. Dang, I have old hands. I have thin, old looking hands. Jesus. So when I'm like 60, 80, God's willing, what is it going to look like? Anyway. They get into a verbal argument because now things are getting heated. Now, Karen was so happy that it didn't involve her. She went and she was just like, oh, I said, Karen, now stop it. Now we're feeling that way because we're finally seeing the minor, this is more than a tiff. This is sideways entertaining because I said, okay, where's this episode going? And Candace at one point called, what did she call? Was it this time or the second argument when she called her old? It might have been here because Candace was on one. Hurricane Candace was real. And I said, oh, okay, you'll fit in right along. You'll fit in. Because Candace was saying, look, because Charisse called her, a girl or young or a little girl. It might have been the little girl comment, which we know Candace, she's 30 years old. She's not a little girl, which constituted the, all right. Because she's having issues with her mom. It's like old people in their mess. So then she called Charisse old. So then the argument got worse. And then it got louder. So now Monique realizing, oh no, that's my best friend. And that's my new friend. I can't. No, let me get into the middle of this. I opened Pandora's box. Whoops, my bad. Oh, she called her a kid. That's what it was. And it was going nowhere fast. So Ashley tagged in and said, all right, enough. And thankfully, that was overall the end of that. Monique, she was on the moving bus and she had something to drink. Of course she was going to slip. Until we realized, dang, you drank almost the whole bottle by yourself? Oh, okay. Because you a wee little thing. You lengthy, but you a wee little. You look good, but you a wee little thing. But Monique was fun. That's why it was okay. Even Giselle said, you know what? A lit Monique, I can rock with this. The energy is right. She's just full of happiness and zen. I looked at that hotel. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm seeing phantoms and Rolls Royces, and I'm just thinking, Ashley, who paid for this? Because I know Bravo didn't pay for this. Who paid? Ashley, please don't tell me Michael paid for this. Because if Michael's complaining about $4,500, how much did this trip cost? But it was nice. It was nice. The hotel rooms, nice. The cars were nice. I said, Ashley, this is your redemption song. It really is. It really is. And then they get into the cars. Now, this car configuration was weird. How we had Candace, Monique, and Ashley, as well as Robin in one car. I thought that was interesting because there's 7 of them. In the other car, excuse me, sorry, Giselle, Karen, as well as, Charisse. But I guess it made sense for what they need to discuss about how, Monique is lit, but she's doing well, so we're fine with that. Candace, they were saying that Candace is doing too much. So I said, no, she's fitting right along with the energy that she's giving. She's just spinning it back out. Ashley had to pee. So now we're going to pull over the car so that she can pee in the woods. I said, okay, a funny comical moment. Hee hee ha ha. That's very Ashley Brandon, Ashley character. So there's no problems there. The part 2 of the problem comes to where they haven't. I said the food looks good. I don't know if it's the HD filter, but the food looks good. And it was a full serving. I said, that's right, y'all are grown. Eat. Oh yeah, and so Ashley wanted to just bring up how things didn't go the way that they should have. So Giselle took over and said, I'm trying to figure out, though, why is Giselle caping for Charisse so much? This makes no sense. Didn't they have their own? Charisse is grown, and didn't Giselle and Charisse always have like a weird back and forth? And I'm proud that Candace stood her ground. She said, look, I said what I said because what you said was shady. And so you can't go and try to flip it now to make yourself feel better, to make yourself look better in this situation. And that's the thing. Do I think the Shady B comment that needed to happen? No, it didn't need to happen, but it did. So now we're going to deal with it. I do agree with one thing. In a perfect situation, it would have been addressed when she initially brought it up. But the reality is, sometimes when people say things, you need a moment to process it. And when you really think about what someone said or did to you, that's normally when you're like, wait a minute, what you said was a mess. What you said was a mess, and I didn't like it. She still was honest and said that she didn't like it. The way how she said that you didn't like it. That's what it was. So now we have Candace is offended because she's trying to figure out why these ladies coming from her, where essentially they're trying to make it seem like her mom's the one handling everything financially, which that's what it sounds like, but they are kept women. So why are these kept women coming for this kept daughter? That's essentially what Candace is trying to say. Her money's coming from her mother, not from another man. I said, oh, here we go. Shots fired. The reunion's going to be interesting. Shots fired. Robin was saying, well, it was the extra stuff, the 20 on 10, that you added on that I think made the situation worse. Like, the geriatrics and the granny. It's like, well, I said what I said based on what she said after me, so that's how that's going to be. That's how that's going to be. But That's my friend. That's my friend. I'm going to tell you off because that's my friend. Really? You two don't know each other. So now you two are arguing. Giselle, you intentionally got into it and you didn't realize that Candace wasn't going to back down. That's the actual problem. Because Giselle's like, why did you shut the bleep up? So Candace's like, why did you shut the bleep up? You're dumb. You're dumb. This whole conversation is dumb. Giselle says she looks very good. Candace said, I'm sure you think so. Okay, now we're done. Now we're done. That's it. Come back for next week. Thank God for 8 o'clock.